Going.
Okay,
Good
Mr. Henderson.
morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm flying solo here today in the studio. And thanks to technology, oops, I need my mic.
Excuse me.
Good morning, everyone. I'm solo here in the studio today, but thanks to technology, I'm really not alone. James T. live streaming, Robert Henderson. What part of Florida are you in, Robert?
I'm in Tallahassee, Florida.
Oh, the state's capital. You can find in DeSantis, you're going to tell him a thing or two?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe a thing of three.
A ting or three, a ting
Yeah.
or three.
Yeah. I drove right past the Capitol last night. Yes, I
Uh-huh.
did.
Good,
Yes.
good. A lot of
Yes.
stuff going on in the world, gentlemen. My.
Yes.
Mm-mm-mm.
God is
Yeah.
good though, right?
Yes, he is. God is good. He's a right on time God.
Yes,
Right on
yes.
time. May not be your time, but he's right on time.
Let the church say amen. Feel like we're gonna have church up in here with
Oh
Mr. B.
yeah, oh
Harris.
yeah, oh yeah. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. Hi James, how you doing this morning?
Mr. Harris, I am doing excellent. I'm, I'm not in Tallahassee. I'm not in the studio. I'm at home. I'm in the office, in my office studio, I guess you could call it. But
Right.
it's good to see both of you
Yes.
guys. And to our listeners out there, hey, welcome to Understanding Money, sponsored by the Henderson Financial Group and Robert Henderson, Linda Harris. So I'm really the guest because usually the 9 o'clock hour is just, but I've been doing, I feel good about this, Rob. Maybe we might have to do this, make this a permanent situation here. If
Yeah,
if if
Yeah.
you've been yeah,
if I can engage,
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
part of you
because
part of the 9 o'clock cool kids now.
right. And 9 o'clock is a good time, right?
Yeah,
I
hey, nine
agree.
o'clock is good, so that people don't have to, because people plan to do things on Saturdays,
Yeah.
so nine
And
o'clock they can start at 10 o'clock or whatever. But Linda, hey, I love the fact that you were able to bring us on. Congratulate, and this is how we do it. Hey,
yes.
when we can all do it, it makes us all better.
I
Technology,
agree.
technology. Yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
So we got a great show lined up. Linda says she want to talk about some of the 10 mistakes a lot of the youth are making regarding retirement and just financial planning. James and Linda, I was talking with a church. I went to speak at a church last Sunday, and I
Mhm.
had a really good time. It was a really good turnout too, and
Mhm.
and they had a lot of good questions, man. And it's a lot of things that a lot of people just don't know. Uh, Believe it or not, a lot of people are kind of confused about when they retire, their pension, even Social Security, even their 401k money, when they retire and they're over the age of 59 and a half, a lot of people feel that, and they know that they have to still pay taxes on that money. They thought that if you retire and take your money out before the age 59 and a half, then you'll be penalized and you have to pay taxes. Most people don't know that. I don't care if you retire and you're 65 years old. If you was in a deferred compensation, if you had a 401k, if you had a 457 plan,
Mhm.
if you had a 403b plan, anything that you have and it's deferred, it's tax deferred. That means tax postponement. That means that when you get ready to take the money out, you're going to have a tax bill, and not just one time, for the rest of your life. And if you die and go to heaven, that money that you leave to your loved ones, they got to pay taxes. It's taxed forever. And a lot of nice, wonderful, God fearing people, they just
Mhm.
did not know that. They just thought that no, as long as they wait until retirement age, then when they get their money, there's no taxes on it. But that's so further from the truth. And I just wanted to clarify it up because a lot of people just did not know that. And we assume, because we've been in the business for over 30 years, that people know that, but they don't. When you have a deferred comp, when you are taking a tax deduction now, then you got to pay the taxes later. I've never seen where you
Hmm.
postpone a tax and it gets better later on. I've never seen anything you postpone and it gets better later. You know,
No, you,
Other
Rob,
than retirement, maybe, kind of, sort of.
you can't. Oh, okay. Well,
well,
Rob,
the tax, the tax,
Oh,
the
the
tax.
tax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
If you
Good
owe
point.
somebody, if you owe somebody today and you're not going to pay them until, you know, a year or 10 years from now, and there's
Mhm.
interest and they can name what interest or what tax the tax is going to be,
Mhm.
then you at a disadvantage. Now, if they tell you what the tax is going to be, if you say, listen, I'm going to not pay you the tax right now. How
Mhm.
much is that tax? And they say, okay, the tax is going to be, 10%. They can
Mhm.
tell you that, then 30 years from now, you know what your tax is going to be. But what if you tell them, if they say, no, you don't have to pay the tax right now. And you say, okay, when I retire 25 years from now, how much would the tax be? And they go, I don't know. In fact, whatever I want it to be. That's
Gotcha. Gotcha.
hey, I think
Gotcha.
that, well, Rob, we're in that situation right now.
yes, we are.
You and I talk about the fact that people screaming about 7%, and we can go back to 10%. But Rob, it was even higher than that at one time.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Shoot, man. It was one time, people don't realize that the US tax was 70% at one time, 70.
Ooh,
Yes.
that was yeah.
But
That
it was for a certain for a certain amount of earnings. If you were earning a
Right.
certain amount of money, based
gotcha.
on that. But Robert, you bring up a very good point, because most of all,
Mhm.
we don't plan
No.
for retirement. We think that the 401k is going to suffice. But
Yeah.
hey man, I was talking with a friend, and I just love the fact that not only he was planning, but he was also planning for his spouse. Because I can remember when I got my mom long-term health care
Mhm.
through a friend who had
Mhm.
worked at the studio and went to work with New York Life. And we were just talking one day, and I was asking what he was doing. And I just asked, I said, man, is there such an insurance plan where, a health program where people uh, could be taken care of when they couldn't take care of themselves and help? He said, oh, James, we've got a long-term life health plan. And
Mhm.
this is years ago. And the services that you can get at home that sustains you, if you're planning. But that's the key. That's why the Henderson Financial Group talks about, hey, you need to contact them so that you can plan, and not just plan for yourself, but you can plan for yourself, your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. And and
Yeah.
and Robert, I truly believe that's what real wealth is. Not so much how much money you have, but hey, being able to, hey, have your wealth support and sustain others, not just their lifetime, but as scripture tells us, since we're in church, for your children's children.
Hey, James,
That's a
you're
segue
spot
right
on.
into. Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, James, you're spot on. So they fooled us about just getting rich. It's not about getting rich, because rich is just a number, and rich it's just rich to you is not rich to me. That's just a figure. That's very vague. But wealth
Ooh.
wealth is when your overhead expenses, your number. What is your number? At the end of the month, you need to make sure, in order to live, you need to have $5,000 a month. But if you have money coming in at $10,000 a month, you
Mhm.
wealthy. You are wealthy. If your fixed overhead expense, your mortgage, your rent, your car, whatever you need to do, vacation, everything comes to $6,000 a month, but you have investments that will pay you $10,000 a month, you are wealthy. You
Mm.
that's going to keep flowing like a river flows. But
Okay.
rich, you could be rich today because you're an athlete and get cut and poor tomorrow, and you have no flow. So the flow and the cash flow is far better than anything. Don't you agree?
All about, yeah, absolutely. I was sharing with you gentlemen an article in the Herald that said the 10 mistakes millennials are making. James, you made a good point. Not only to set up retirement for mom, but how about for your children? So even though children have all of this technology, millennials, they got Robinhood on the phone. They can track every single dime. They know where every dime, they know interest rate. They can, with the click of a button. However, when it comes to saving, when for retirement, The average of 2019 T. Rowe Price study says that the average millennial has $8,000 saved. 8,000.
Wow.
Even with all the technology and knowing how you could get and round up and put money here and there, they have $8,000 saved. And that's because of student loan debt. A lot of them have come out with student loan debt, which is eating them up. But they comprise a list of about 10 things. And I'm telling you, I recognize every one. Let's jump in. The first one, Robert and James, is thinking that tomorrow will never come. When you
we all
college,
been there.
all been there. You just out of college. The first thing you say is, I have time. I don't want to think about retirement. I got time. You just give me a minute. I got a car to get. I got to create zip code envy. I need a hot double tri-level townhouse with a garage. That's the last thing that I'm going to think of. So for all of our listeners out there, wake your kids up. Oh, it might be too early for them. Take notes for them. You know they don't get up.
It's never too early, Linda.
It's a little bit too early.
Wake their butt up. Yeah, I know they got in at 5:45.
You know that. You know that.
6:30. They got in at 6:30.
Thinking that tomorrow never comes. I have been guilty of that.
We all have.
But I tell you, Robert, I didn't have anybody back when I was 27, 25. And I mean, I bought my duplex at 25, but I didn't have a mentor or Uncle Robert or Auntie Linda or Uncle James doing what we're doing. There was not a podcast, a Facebook Live doing what we're doing. And I really would like to think, of course, I can't go back, but I'd like to think I would have listened.
Well,
I would have listened.
Linda, I'm serious. It was being done.
Was it?
Robert, tell you,
okay.
there were sessions that you could go to and hear all these great people, whether it was Napoleon.
It wasn't behind A&P in Opalaka.
but what technology did was open up where you could go back, where people were paying $5,000 and $6,000 at that time.
You know, you're right.
To go to a conference where there may have been only 200 people, and
you know
none of them look like us. You know. So
That's
the information was out there, and it's out there now as well, just as we give it. But you've got, going back to Robin, going back to church, you've got to ask, seek, and knock. Yeah. And most people are not. But Linda and Rob, one of the things that when we talk about tomorrow, tomorrow to them, hey, is right now. That's their tomorrow. So as the OJ said, they're living for the weekend. Tomorrow for them is, hey, where are we going? For the summer. What are we gonna do for Valentine's Day? What new outfit am I gonna get? What vacation am I gonna take? That's their tomorrow. But I've started at the beginning of the year on radio, telling people, okay, I know traditionally you say Happy New Year, but I'm thinking Happy New Day.
Gotcha.
And if I can get that, I want to find out what's new today that I'm going to learn that I didn't know yesterday that'll help me to have a better tomorrow.
Well, I'd like to think if my parents knew, they would have taught us. But I don't think my parents knew. Matter of fact, I know they didn't. We just didn't talk about it. And millennials are crying, I got student loan debt. Look at the economy. I don't have money to save. I don't feel sorry for you, young guns. You do. I was out last night. I went to a conference in architectural versus and intertwined with art. I took Jasmine and Charles on Las Olas. It was packed. And we figured we'd go have a cocktail afterwards. We just left. You couldn't find a spot to just, walk into. You have money. Tomorrow will come faster than you think, Mr. and Mrs. Millennial.
Well, it's being short-sighted or nearsighted, and most people, not even the young people still now. I mean, there are people that are 60 and 70 years old now, and they still have this short-sighted mentality.
It's not just the millennials, huh?
No, it's 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds. It's not just the millennials.
It's my dating pool. That's who it is.
Well, hey, Rob, Linda, if they tell you we're gonna pay off everything so we don't have a mortgage, he's not the one.
That's right. That's right.
He's not the two either, but he's not. He's definitely not the one.
He's not the one because he can't see long term. He can't understand leverage. He don't understand OPM, other people's money, like James says.
People's money.
But most people are short sighted. They can only see that what they can see. They only can believe that what they can see. And really, in order to navigate and have an imagination and plan for tomorrow, you can't really see tomorrow, but you plan for tomorrow. And it's same like being a farmer. You can't see all the acreage and the crops. You can't see the harvest right now, but you plan for the harvest.
Preach, preacher.
Yeah, that's the truth.
The second item is not investing enough. Now, let me clarify. They may be saving, but they haven't started investing. Two different things. They're not making investing a priority. They'll put their money in a saving or a money market and separate it from the checking account, but they're delaying drilling down on getting to know how to invest your money. You know what?
Yeah.
What's a IUL? They just don't want to talk about it right now. And so their money that they are saving is not growing. It's not working for them. They're delaying investing.
And I'm going to add a little more to that because you're 100% in the article is 100% spot on. There's something called time value of money. See, they're adults, not just children, or not just 20-year-olds. I mean, you got 30 and 40-year-olds, and they call themselves saving and investing. And when you look at their pay stub, and I want to know exactly how much are you saving per pay period. Some of them are saving $50 per pay period.
Wait, in the Christmas club fund.
and they consider $50 a pay period is really saving. Now, you can go to dinner and eat. They go to dinner and weekly spend that on eating. But when you making $60,000-$70,000 a year, and you say that you save $100 or $200 a month for your future, what is saving $200 a month for your future? If you $200 a month and you making $70,000, you ain't doing much.
No.
And a lot of them, put in $25 a pay period. Now, some people say, man, that's all I could afford. No. You have to be able to save at least 10 to 20% of whatever you earn. That's the goal. I don't care what you earn it.
Principle.
You have to pay yourself first. You cannot come up with an excuse for not paying the one and only. The most important person of them all is yourself. That's why the good book says you got to first love yourself. Love yourself. If you think you loving yourself by you going out and spending your money with the merchants and making them rich, no, you loving them.
Yeah. The young people say it's just too difficult. Like, WTF. I don't know how to start investing. So many scams out there. So they just save, but they're not investing. And to your point, they're not taking advantage of the time value of money.
Linda, Robert, do you know what the greatest investment I ever made?
What's that?
Making a decision that every day of my life I was going to study.
Okay.
See, it ain't the money. It's getting that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's knowing to reach out. If you invest your time, come on. The most valuable thing we have is not our money. It's our time.
You are so right.
How do you spend your time? Is all your time out there say, hey, you spending time so you can party for the weekend or what? No, I want to learn something that I didn't know. I want to meet people I don't know that know things I don't know.
So you're taking the cue from King Solomon. Give me the wisdom and understanding. I get the money.
Hey, I ain't worried about the money, Robert. The money's gonna come. Because I had to learn that first. I've got to learn how to serve, and I'm serving solutions. I'm not just walking the lady across the street. I'm trying to find out, hey, what needs can I meet that would solve someone's problem? Now, believe me, if I meet your need and I solve your problem and you don't give me anything, I'm not worried about that Because somebody else will.
Somebody else
Oh,
Because
yeah.
will.
somebody else has that same problem. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. So that if you invest your time in learning and in seeking and reading and finding out what other people do and
Mm-hmm.
how they did what they do,
Mm-hmm.
and then also you'll find out what you were gifted and purposed to do. And if you
Well,
do that, woo, you'll be
that
50.
goes into the third thing that the report says that's a mistake. We're talking about 10 top mistakes that millennials make as far as starting saving for retirement. And it's not navigating their student loan repayment. They don't want to take the time to go through the process of refinancing it, transferring it, getting it deferred. They are burying their head in the sand. They're living their life. It's just too much. They don't want to go to somebody or ask, how did you get your student loans down low? How did you get your student loan deferred? Do I need to take another class? Do I need to work in the inner school system to get 100,000 wiped out? Go find the answers, but they are burying their heads in the sand and they're just not dealing with it. And it's coming back to really bite them because, as you know, that's a federal debt like child support, and they will take your income taxes. They will be with you for life. I know 70-year-olds with student loan debt that they got in college. It just
Wow.
doesn't go away. It simply multiplies. So
Wow.
please take it serious. I know it's a lot. I know it's, you got the forgiveness in this, but do not just ignore it. You cannot ignore it. It will ruin your life. So that's the third thing. Any of your young ones have student loan debt, James Robert?
No.
Okay.
No.
And I didn't have any either. As a matter of fact, here's another thing on that. For those people whose parents or father, mother, someone that went in the service, you will find that there are so many benefits available. And I'm guilty. I'm the first person that was guilty.
Oh.
I'm the first person that was guilty. I had a lady that God sent when I finally decided I would go in for benefits because I'm doing this, and she said, James T, you will not be leaving this office until I enroll you to get these benefits. These are benefits that are yours. It's for you. It's for you and your family. It helps you and your family. So again, when we don't know what we don't know, and when we think what we know is so, and we find out that that's not true, at least for you, then you need to find something else to do. Ask somebody. Ask somebody. Ask somebody.
The
Robert?
fourth thing, I'm sorry, Rob, do any of your kids have student loans debt?
What Jasmine paying? She got a small one, Jasmine, but she's paying that off. She'll be pretty good. It's not a lot.
It's not
very small.
life changing.
Oh no. No.
Good deal.
She just graduated. I think it's 2 years ago.
Right. Good.
Yeah, but she could pay
That's
it off
real
now.
important. Another, number 4, thinking the little costs don't count. Thinking the little $5 latte, oh, I love my chai tea at Starbucks. Oh, what's the big deal? We going to lunch, me and the the cool kids at work. We're going to go down the street to this Taco Tuesday. And thinking that $4 coffee 3 times a week, that is $624 a year. And that's just $4. Do the math. I think Starbucks now is like $5 or $7. I don't do Starbucks coffee. It's just too expensive. But they need to realize, with this, click a button and it comes to your doorstep. There's a beautiful box with the Amazon smile on it. And so you just so that euphoric feeling. Oh, it's only $5. Oh my God, these earrings are only like $3. That's a huge mistake, thinking the little things don't add up. The nails, ladies, the claws, shall I say, the lashes, it adds up. The mani-pedis are $95 and you do it twice a month. Please know that the little things do add up. You take care of the pennies and the dollars will take care of themselves. Very, very important. Y'all agree?
Totally agree because like you said, $95 to
Whew.
get
Mani-pedi.
mani-pedi, and that's twice a month.
Yeah. Yep. I've been, I don't get my nails done, and I've been told that adds to why I'm single. Men like women with nice, pretty nails and the colors and so they messing up the whole game for me. I just can't sit in nobody's salon.
I don't know who told you what men like that.
They look at your head. Rob.
They look at your hands. I cannot sit in a salon I don't have the time in my life.
Your hands. If I see a woman with long claws like that, I know she ain't doing much and can't do much.
No comment from me. I'm leaving that one alone.
Oh yeah, James, you better not comment.
Oh yeah. Okay. Moving right along. Number 5, failing to compare buying versus renting options. Failing to compare, especially when rates were lower, buying versus renting.
Wait, Linda, I gotta interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I gotta interrupt you. Please,
okay,
Linda, please don't see when you say when rates were lower. No, rates are low now.
You right, James.
Come on, no,
right.
Yeah, because people want to talk about how it was. Well, that was then. You're dealing with now, and as Robert always says about investing. If you're waiting for the right time to invest, you're already behind because you're waiting. Waiting. If you're waiting, that means that you're not in.
Gotcha.
And Robert had to teach me. Robert, the first investment I made with that Robert advised me on. We was waiting for a split, right? Okay, because we knew the split was coming.
Right.
Yeah. But when the split came, Linda, Robert said, "Well, usually they'll take away." Blah, 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 blah. Boom, split came. Somebody's telling Robert, "I see you on that internet." When the split came, Linda, guess what happened? It went up. It went up. So I said, "Oh no, wait, I'm getting in." And Robert said, "Okay, here we go." So when I got in, of course we know what happens when you jump in. It goes down.
That's right.
But I said, "Oh, I'm going to do this. Hey, every $10 it goes down, I'm buying me another 100 shares." Ooh, Rob. I have to thank Henderson. Oh, come on. Oh, and I won't tell the rest of the story. But believe me. But hey, so Linda, please, we folks listening, hey, the time to start investing and to taking these steps is now. The
rates are low. You get people saying if I buy, it's a huge upfront cost. If I rent, it's throwing money out the window. But they have no hesitation buying that new car, that shiny new whip. Stop. You know what I mean? So I think that mistake of renting versus buying a home is something that you want to, again, it's no one size fit all. Can we agree?
No.
But they have no hesitation getting that new $60,000 car. And I think that's very interesting.
But they don't call the Henderson Financial Group and find out, how do I see? I don't say don't get the car.
Gotcha.
How do I get the car?
What's the best way?
The Henderson Financial Group can show you, like he says, how you can have your cake and eat it too. Yeah. And there's a way. Robert, what's that favorite saying? What we study and say, we want to know it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And there's always a better way.
Always
a better way.
Doing things in a certain way. That's right. That's what separates the poor from the rich. The rich do things in a certain way. That's it.
This number 6 is a big one, I think, gentlemen. Y'all gonna agree with me here. A huge mistake millennials make is relying on shortcuts. Relying on, I'm gonna get rich quick with crypto. Relying on, there's a new app, you haven't heard? Relying on, if I just go to Forex and I could just trade because my friend made 50,000 last year. A get rich quick financial, because they're smarter than the boomers, and that's the old way y'all did it. And the quickest way to earn money, keep money, and become wealthy is one day at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
But Linda, that's not just with young people. You got older people right now. But I tell you, man, I'm telling you, I mean, personally, if there was an easy way to get rich, I would have found it, because God knows I spent a lot of time when I was younger trying, from the horse track to the dog track to everything.
Listen, we just had an owner say, I don't know, Robert, you out of town. I don't know if James, you saw the article. They were selling nursing degrees for $15,000. They did not want to do the 2 years. And they just, the FBI just broke up a big ring. Thank you for that, V, where they were paying $15,000 to $17,000. They gave you the transcript, fake. They gave you what you needed to go take the state exam, and you were a nurse in about 2 or 3 months. I'm talking a registered nurse.
Hey, would you love to be cared for by one of those?
Exactly.
One of those 50,000 degrees.
Hey, everybody got a scam. Everybody got take the exam for me. Then they go out and become, I don't know, financial advisors or mortgage people because you couldn't. They think the shortcut is going to be easy. Thank you for that, V. That's very, very true.
That's
amazing. But there are no shortcuts.
No, but that's something, Linda. James, that's something that I think you have to really mature to understand that principle. And what you're saying, that's Bible principles, biblical principles. I mean, you really have to understand. If you think about it, wealth in and of itself is not instant. Wealth isn't instant. You can actually get rich instantly. You can. You can actually be poor, broke, and get a football contract, NFL, and all of a sudden you're rich.
A lawsuit, right?
Or even a lawsuit. You can all of a sudden, win a $5 million lawsuit, and then you could be considered rich. But let me tell you something. Wealth is a billion times better than rich. Wealth. See, because wealth keep on giving. Rich is one time. Rich is bam. See, that's rich. So what reason why I'm saying this is because hurry up and quick, the quick and the dead, it's always dead, the quick. But when you take time, time and cultivate something, a good marriage, a good relationships, experiences, you can't get experiences in one day. I've been with James T. I've been knowing him over 30 years. Linda, I've been knowing you over 30 years.
Right.
See, that's wealth. That's understanding. That's trust. I've been married for over 35 years. See that you can't just all of a sudden say, I want somebody, and can we go to the store or can we do AI and pretend that I've been married to this woman right here for 30 years? No, you don't know nothing. So in other words, when you really look at wealth and what we really need, it takes time. A good oak tree, you can't plant a tree today and a hurricane come tomorrow and think that tree gonna be deeply rooted, because it's not. It's shallow. You got to give it some time where that oak tree is deeply rooted and strong. If you think about what I'm saying, it's a metaphor for life. And it tells you the truth right there. If you look at it, but you got to be mature and got to be reasonable. Because when you still trying to get something fast, show me somebody who's trying to get something quick, fast, in a hurry. I'll show you somebody who don't have a lot of wisdom and understanding.
And my only comment on it, Linda, you can go to your next one, is age does not determine maturity.
Ooh, sure don't. There's some old fools, aren't there? A lot of them. A lot of old fools. There's more old fools than I ever seen.
Unfortunately, I tend to be a magnet for them. So
Stop.
I do know
Go to the next question. Let's go to the next.
We have a record number of old fools right now.
Number 7, and this is a big one.
Number 7, what is it, right, Linda?
Trying to keep up with social media. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've had to unfollow a couple people because of envy. They were making me feel inadequate. I'm just going to put it out there. I've had to unfollow a couple people, same age, same educational background, same socioeconomic status, but their lives just seem so much better than mine.
Come on, man. No, but
and why would I put that in my consciousness? So I'm mature enough to know click. Let me unfollow because I'm not gonna click on open my phone and see you with your boo thing and y'all in Saint Tropez and another day on the. I just
But Linda,
I,
Linda.
I had to just unfollow Jay. And so
Okay,
these
all right.
folks, these young people.
If it bothers you, then hey, I'm not gonna tell you to watch something that's gonna bother you. No, but Rob, with the technology and with all the things that the people are doing,
Uh-huh.
hey, do they have anything going for them, Linda, that you can glean from them?
Uh,
Yeah.
no, but that
Oh, then you should have unfollowed them long
I
ago.
know, but young people don't know this, and so they see other people's lives, and I think they do know it, but it still can get to them to the point where they'll try to spin their way into that angle, that photo op. They will try to spin their way to the next hot spot.
And,
Oh, you mean you haven't had the $1,500 steak with gold leaves on it? Oh,
and
you haven't been
you
to
can say
Prime 112
easy.
Prime Fish?
Hey, Robert, can we easily say no to that and just move on and don't bother us?
Hey, lovely. I mean, just so wonderful. Just
Yeah.
say,
I'm
oh,
just
you
saying,
have.
y'all. I'm not the only one who had to unfollow somebody because I was feeling in the app. I'm just gonna
No,
be
no,
honest.
it don't make me feel it. Hey, I can pull upside that what Maserati gold and black in my Acura and feel give them a thumbs up. Hey, love it. Because it could be $1,000 a day rental and they only here for 2 days.
Ooh, Rob,
Yeah.
you ain't never pull up to somebody in the red light and just look over at the Bentley and just a little ping, just a little ping.
No, I can tell
No,
you that. Robert, tell her.
no, Linda. No, Linda. No, Linda. No, Linda. You know,
Oh goodness.
if you really think about it,
Uh
when it's authentic and it's really real,
huh.
you'll notice the people that really real and really doing it, they don't showboat like that.
I agree.
They
I
they,
know.
they don't do that. But the people who
I don't.
the people who is trying to paint an image, it's
Mhm.
falsehood.
Mhm.
It's falsehood. They do that because that they feel like they're advertising, a lie, and it's all falsehood. But the people that really enjoy and have something going, they don't really do that. But
How do you not feel when I go to my sister friend's house and she has a beautiful view of the ocean and mine is just the intercoastal and I got to get back on the ocean and
well,
then
that's
I know
different.
we on the same track. I come on y'all now.
But,
Y'all
but
usually
that's
keep it
different now.
100.
Now,
You
first of
feel
all,
a little ping like what am I not doing?
no, but listen, okay, someone who always showing you pictures of food they're eating and restaurants they're at, or some traveling, where they're traveling at, or they on the boat or whatever.
Uh-huh.
You got to understand they're trying to communicate something not only to you but to them. They're in a little pain and they need to feel good. So that's one thing. Now, if you go to someone's house
Okay.
and they're on the water and they're beautiful, whatever, that's just it. You shouldn't feel bad about that. I mean, matter of fact, that should encourage you, and say, okay, if you like that, and you say,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to work hard for this,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
someone, so it's two different things, but someone who's riding around, I never understood that. Someone
What?
who's riding around, in some $1 million car, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, listen,
I hear you.
I can't take that away from the person because people do stuff they love.
Right.
But that does not bring up not even an iota of envy for me, because I know that $1 million car. I know that somebody when you go to the store, restaurant, somebody gonna dent it. They're gonna park right next to them and open the door and dent it. I know the insurance costs a lot, and poor fella, I know drama comes along with that, and stress comes along with that, and me, there's nothing that can stand taller than peace. I like peace.
And see, and Rob, we don't know the vibration we give to the things that we attract that are not good for us.
That's right.
Linda,
Wait, break that down. Wait, we don't know
we
the
don't know
vibration.
the vibrations we give out vibrations. Linda, I don't care where we go.
Or energy, or call
The
it whatever.
it's vibration. It's vibration. We give out a vibration, and vibrations attract. So you know, there's certain people would love to be in that Maserati or in that Bentley with that person, but
Right.
it's that person that now will say, "Oh, I'm gonna get that." I'm going, and when she say that, she's not talking about the car. She's talking about the person that's in it. But first of all, she don't know what she's getting, and he don't know what
What
he's
he's
getting,
getting.
and
I got
neither one of them, when they realize what they got, want it.
gotcha.
So we've got, you know, but again, but that's life too. Lessons got to be learned,
Well,
and
I'm
sometimes
gonna do better on that.
you
'Cause
gotta do better.
maybe I'll go
Don't
back and follow them. Okay,
don't
I'll go
envy
back
them,
and follow.
because first of all, and if they can afford it, I'm happy. Oh, I'm happy for 'em. That's just not my goal. You know, we have
Well,
different
it's my
goals.
goal, and I'm
No,
not
it ain't
there,
not,
and
Linda.
I had to unfollow, but I'm gonna follow them back
There's
because
a price.
it'll
Linda,
inspire me.
there's a price that you pay for the things that we want and get. There's a price that we pay. It's
Always,
always.
always,
Robert talks about that. There's always
always.
always a
Hmm,
cost to it.
yeah,
There's
And so,
always a trade-off, Linda.
yeah.
Always a trade-off.
I
You
guess
know,
I got to determine if I'm willing to accept it and run with the trade-off.
if I had that Lamborghini or that Ferrari, my wife probably wouldn't get in it because she'll say it's too low. Let's take her car. Let's take her car. You know your sister. She'll say, Robert, this car is too low.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
that's a trade-off. Who gonna ride in it with you? You know what I mean?
I got you. Now this is a good one here, and you both of you gentlemen are fathers of daughters.
yes.
Borrowing money for a wedding is one of the biggest mistakes that millennials make. It is very, very important to a lot of them because you got to have the Instagrammable moment of the average millennial couple. You know, when they get married, the average cost of their wedding is $33,931. Now, I love a good wedding. As a matter of fact, my nephew is a photographer, one of the best wedding photographers in South Florida. But don't borrow money. That's it. Borrow money for a wedding.
Robert,
I
Robert, did your wedding cost $33,000?
Not at all.
Linda,
no,
did any one of your weddings cost $33,000?
no.
Oh,
But
okay.
you, matter of fact, I'm going to ask nephew the average cost, and we know some wedding planners. But setting up a home, or instead of spending that money on buying a home or setting up a home, it is very important to them to borrow money for a wedding. One of my girlfriends, you know her, Robert, Misty, just sent me a TikTok video of a gentleman I used to date who got married, and he rode in on a white horse to his bride.
I mean, and
I
you
hope
used
he
to
got
date
that
him?
horse
Three
free.
times. Oh, nephew said 40 to 50,000 easy. Nephew on the feed.
Good.
40 to 50,000. It's okay, but don't borrow the money for it.
So what you
And
want?
so-
What you want to save it and then
Hey,
pay for and make somebody rich? What you
Pastor,
want to do?
Pastor
I mean,
Carter
but don't
said,
go in debt for it is what I say it's too much, period. But
I'm-
if you're gonna do it, don't put
Okay.
it on a credit card and borrow.
hey, but I'm going to give you a message. The late Dr. Matt King Carter says,
Okay.
don't put that money into the wedding, put it into the marriage.
Ooh.
Okay.
But every
Yeah.
woman wants to feel like a queen
Uh,
for a day.
If she can't feel like a queen with me spending $33,000, thank you. I got the message. You ain't the one. You ain't the two. You ain't the three. Well, I ain't doing it but one time. But hey, you ain't the one. Hey, Linda, come on. You know, I mean, you can do what you would like to do. I'm not knocking people for
Right.
doing what they like to do. But
Okay.
as Robert said, there's a better way. If you want to do that, make the sacrifices, make the investment. Robert will show you how you can do that, and you can have your $43,000 wedding.
Right.
You know, hey,
Just do it the right way.
right. There's a better way.
Always a better way.
Hey, I
'Cause
mean,
we don't want to poo-poo on the wedding industry. Multi-billion.
hey, I
From
ain't
the
poo-pooing on
florist
none of
to the
them.
DJ to the caterer. That's a lot of jobs there.
Hey,
We're
yeah,
just saying do it the right way.
I don't DJ any more weddings, but I can get you people who do. And if you're paying 33,000, I take 10% of that and get somebody, pay them 500, and I take the balance. So hey, it's just a
Wow.
better way of doing it.
Wow.
10% of that 3,000.
Yeah. If you that 33,000, 43. What'd you say your nephew said? It's what? How much?
40 to 50,000 easy.
Okay, 50,000. I just 10%. I take the 5,000.
And the funny thing about it, you'll find when the people spend $40,000 or $50,000 on the wedding,
Mhm.
Neither one of them have $40,000 or $50,000 invested nowhere.
Ooh, now
Bro, that's what
that's
I'm saying.
so true. Yeah.
So even if I was gonna borrow money, I
Mhm.
would borrow money to invest the money. The money I invest can earn money for me, so that I can pay back that I borrowed and
Okay.
have something.
We're talking about the 10 biggest mistakes millennials make when it comes to starting to save for retirement, continuing, and why they're not doing it. And that was a big one. That was number 8, spending a lot, borrowing for a wedding. And again, we went to one of my sisters had a yacht wedding, but they're 50 plus and they both worked overtime and they got that money for that
Stop it.
yacht wedding
They
and they
both work
charging it.
overtime.
They planned it for 1 year, so I guess it's a way to do it.
It's a way.
They worked that
Hey,
overtime.
they did it their way,
They
and
did it their way.
they did it their way. But Rob, is there a better way?
Yeah, to keep working overtime for your retirement. I think people work
Listen,
overtime for one day rather than working overtime for the rest of their life for a good retirement. People
I
will-
submit to both of you gentlemen, and I will challenge you that if your beautiful daughters batted those beautiful eyes and said, Daddy, I found the one I love, I want to
Mm.
get married, and I want this type of wedding, it'll be difficult to say no to baby girl.
Okay, well, that ain't me. So go, Rob, you can have that because
Really?
it ain't
Come
difficult for me.
on.
Come
Really?
on, Linda.
First of all,
Wait.
my
Now you
daughters know
talking
their
about
daddy.
me
Come on
spending
now.
my money for you? If he who?
But that's what parents work for, to make them their loved ones
No. See,
happy.
that's the mistake we make. We living in the tradition of the past. Hey, you keep doing the same thing, you gonna get
Good
the same
point.
results.
Good
Hey,
point.
come on.
Hey, but I
Good
tell you one
point.
thing, James, you make a good point because a lot of the youth, when they say that their wedding gonna cost 40 or 50,000. Now, traditionally,
Mm-hmm.
the father
Mm-hmm.
uh supposed to pay, or the father or the
That's
parents
right.
of the groom,
See,
right?
don't Linda, stop. That ain't
Of the
right. Go ahead,
bride.
Rob.
The parents of the bride. Okay, traditionally, the parents of the bride supposed to pay for the wedding. Is that correct?
Correct.
Tradition says that,
Traditionally.
correct?
Tradition says
Traditionally.
the parents of the bride supposed to pay for the wedding. So if tradition stood, ain't no in the world of parents will be paying that. So see, they had the youth now breaking the tradition. They say my daddy ain't no fool, my mom ain't no fool. They not gonna pay for this, so we gotta pay for it. So see, the problem is they breaking tradition. If they go back to tradition and
Oh,
ask a father like James and me, we'll say, "Have you lost your cotton picking mind?"
not
So,
cotton picking.
so they and they're gonna go and do overtime and work and get it themselves.
Right.
That's the problem. See, they
They are
violating
borrowing
tradition.
money to, instead of going
That's
to the
right.
wise parent and
That's right.
saying, "Will you do that?" and "Why won't you?"
That's
Okay.
right. Because a
Okay.
wise parent will say, I'm not getting ready to spend $40,000 or $50,000 on a wedding for you and Henry, and y'all might not be together the next 2 years.
No,
And my
Right.
money gone.
don't
I'm
say
not
that,
doing
Rob.
it.
Don't put
See?
that. Don't put that in the atmosphere.
Well, I'm just saying.
Don't tell them
we
that.
know a lot of times those expensive weddings don't last a long time. Because for
Yeah.
one, both of them don't have that much sense because they're spending all that money, they're trying to show out. Traditional, if you look at the numbers, they don't last a whole long time the more money you spend. Because, man, first of all, they got a lot of debt. After that, when the party's over, they done ate your food, they done got drunk, you left with that bill. And you spend a long time paying it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
Rob, I'm with
Not
you.
wisdom.
I'm old school and loving it.
Yeah, my children don't treat me
Yeah,
like
All
that. My
right.
children don't come to me with that.
hey, and first of all, don't come asking me about marriage because I may hurt your feelings when I tell you the truth.
My daughters come to me like that. I'm gonna say, okay, what you want? Want to pay for the wedding, or you want the money?
Yeah.
I know what mine say.
How about I invest in an investment property for you? And
That's what mine would say.
You see,
Mine would say, Daddy, give me the
now
money
see,
for the
see,
investment.
Linda, see what you just said? When you go to those schools and you say that to them, hey, I'm not doing that. No, hey, I want to do like Riri and BB. I want to do like B. I want to do like Riri. I want to go. Yeah, hey, we want to go to the DR. You know, we want to go to Mexico. We
Bora
want to go.
Bora. I mean, but again,
Hey,
it's how you
wherever.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where the latest set is, but you and isn't that something that we are so attracted to doing what other people do?
Oh yeah, we got it. We got to.
And we feel as though somehow that gives us status,
Yeah.
but
And
that's
it's
where the
costing
wake
a
up.
lot of these millennials money, and they're not saving, and it's in their head. Number 9 is another one that I've been through, and both of my breakups, so I had to start over and get back on track. And it is ignoring your credit score.
Pernell
Both
says,
of my divorces put my credit score in the tank, and I had to climb back out. But I'm back. I'm back part of the 700 plus club. But you cannot ignore your credit. You cannot pay cash your way through life. You know, some people, I just pay cash. It's not a good idea.
do you see what Pernell said? Look what Pernell said on there, Linda. What
Oh, pay for the prenup. Yes. Pernell, that's my man. Boy, I tell you. Yeah. Parnell will get a prenup.
Parnell definitely gonna have a prenup.
But but wait, Linda and Robert, I wonder when they pay for the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 wedding, if any of the individuals have checked the other person's credit score, or do they really know what the debt is? You know, because everybody talking about keeping it 100. Man, nobody is keeping it 100, Rob. Nobody.
Robert, remember we did a CD on credit score dating and how to, and marriage. It was a marriage CD.
Yeah, things you should, ask each other before you get married.
You're right, James. They're not keeping it 100 on that.
They're not. So you go out and spend $50,000 and you marry this man or you marry this woman, and then you find out that, hey, wow, they got debt up the yang.
They're defaulting on student loans, defaulting on child support. Let me tell you, ladies, there's something called the offset department at the IRS. I can give you the information. You can call to see if he's in default of any child support before you marry him, because they will garnish your return and your pay. So go to the offset department of the IRS and make sure he or she, because these days men taking a woman to child support, in default of any child support. That is so important.
It's important. Hey, it's important to know that person. And even when you think you know them, you don't know them.
No, because their representative is showing up the first year. The representative usually showed up the first 3 months. Then it went to 6 months. Then it went, but they will fool you for a good year.
No, so, we will fool. We, all of us. Ain't nobody I'm telling you, listen. Hey, nobody is 100. Nobody. No, we all have something.
We all have issues. We all have faults. None of us perfect. Yeah. None of us are perfect.
And
some worse than others. Some are deal breakers, and others I can deal with.
Now I accept that point. I accept some are deal break, but hey, we don't expect everybody to be 100. That's the first thing that I would tell my daughter. Oh, you're deciding to get married. I dare you to ask him, what is it about you that I don't know?
Ooh.
Tell me.
To break them up, James.
No. I'm trying to strengthen them, because if you know it up front, because that's what marriage is being. If there's one key I tell anybody about marriage, is being able to love the unlovable. Because a lot of people. I think it was. This is a quote from the First Lady, Miss Obama's. Miss Obama. She said, for 10 years. I didn't like my husband. I loved him, but I didn't like him. And we, if you're going to be quote unquote married to a person, and now I'm gonna get real deep on you. I didn't read nowhere, Robert, that the Bible said Adam married Eve.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You starting something now, Jane.
She was like a side piece or something.
Hey, that's what she became. A side piece. She
Wow.
came from they said in the Bible, hey, you said it, Linda.
That's interesting. They never
Very
did talk
interesting.
I
about they
didn't
got
read
married, huh?
anywhere where God married Adam and Eve. So you
That's
That's
got,
true.
he said, I'm going to get you a helpmate.
okay.
Yeah, and when we work,
That's
and
interesting.
that's what I believe. That's what marriage should be based on. Hey, we're gonna help each other to become better
Absolutely.
every day. And
And
if both of us work at being better every day, we're better not just for each other, but we're better for everybody that we come in contact with.
I agree. But we cannot ignore credit score because it will prevent you from living a certain lifestyle. I don't care how much money you make. If you have bad credit and you can't walk into that, if you want a new car and get zero interest, no money down, drive out. If you can't get the lower interest and get approved, forget low interest rate or whatever the prevailing rates are, you won't even get approved
Not
for
not
that
not
condo
not only
number
for
one.
not only for a loan, Linda. I mean, if you want a good life insurance
Oh, I
policy,
forgot about that.
if you got bad credit, they'll turn you down. And
So
and
I
a good
can't even
job.
get you insured, or you can't because of boy, that credit is
If
everything.
your credit is bad, they won't insure you. And if your credit is bad, you won't get that job because they have some called Nexus Lexus out there. That is, I mean, there's this more thorough than just a credit check. This thing
What?
called Lexus Nexus, man, it's like an FBI check. I mean, it everything, man, it goes back. So the life insurance companies use it, and also when you're getting hired by companies, they use it, Lexus Nexus.
So you
And
can't make a mistake. No, everyone deserves a second chance, but they following you from the womb.
yeah, because that's how they discriminate against you, and they know certain people are prone to probably have missed the payment and have bad credit, so you can pay them lower. The system is something else, But yeah, credit is very, very valuable. You really need it. And it says a lot about you if you're going to pay people back. You can just skip out on them. You got the money and ran, so to speak.
I submit to you that if his credit is Freddy Krueger, he will cheat.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't
I'm
care what.
not-
Hey,
It goes to your moral character. It goes to your
You
hey,
can't.
hey, Linda,
you can't say that.
you looking
You
for
might have
that?
got
You looking for that
divorced. You might
perfect
have got
man?
divorced.
You looking for that perfect man? If you're looking for that perfect man, stop looking.
Yeah, I told her that if she waiting on God, she got to be waiting for what God sent her. It might be a one-eyed man, but he the best one-eyed man on the
No, I won't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I will delay the wedding until that credit gets right. I will not take on. We will not merge our accounts. You will not get on my investment account.
So love, credit will destroy your love for him. You won't marry the man.
I won't throw the baby out with the bathwater because there's other things, compensating factors that he brings to the table, but he's got to be willing to clean up that credit before I take his name.
Okay.
What's the next
Rob. We'll be talking about this for next year. Go ahead. What's the final one, Linda? Because we had 57 minutes.
Oh, okay. The final one is, so we did borrow money for a wedding.
Credit.
Not tracking your spending. So that sort of goes into
budgeting.
Not
having a
paying
budget.
attention to the small one, but not tracking. When you look up and you got out of college, I got a nephew that's making $75,000, and we went to the event. He's like, "Auntie, it's $65." But what do you spend your money on? I don't know. It gets deposited every twice a month, and next thing I know, I'm waiting on the next check.
I was never successful with that.
Spending.
Rob, I've tried all my. Hey, no, I did a clipboard one time, Rob. 2 clipboards. And every time.
They got the technology. They can do it on their phone.
That's how far it went back, Linda. I've been married for a long time. We didn't have it on there.
Gotcha.
And always, I did daily. And when I would look at the other clipboard, there was nothing on it. I'm not doing that. You know, you ladies not gonna tell everything that y'all spend money on.
Right.
And probably we men won't tell everything we spend money. So I think, hey, budgets are essential, but that too, you have to you have to be lenient, I suppose, because hey, Rob, there's just some things we just have to afford to deal with, right?
Yep.
I
And
think if they see it in black and white, I think if that young lady sees how much the lashes are, the nails
you're
slash
not telling
claws
that,
are,
Linda. Y'all
the
not gonna
lace
tell
are,
that.
if we just get 1 month, to make it 2 months of budget, if those young millennials track their spending, the $18 martinis, the $22 margaritas with Quavo Gold and Grand Marnier,
Say it.
they,
Speak it.
if
You know it, don't
they
you? What was that again? What was
Stop, Robert. Stop.
that?
I'm just saying, if they tracked it, they will be shocked. And I think that's a mistake not to track your spending.
Oh,
No, it
Very
is.
much.
it might be a mistake, but guess what? Everybody's making that one. Everybody,
Yeah. Well,
Rob, people
you gotta
make
have a
it.
budget. You gotta know how high and how much gas you got in your tank. You know,
You
Hey,
have
you,
to.
you have to know that if you wanna have good credit, you got to be able to manage, your affairs. You have to be able to manage. You know, you have to. Financial planning is really hard for most people because most people don't want to mature and manage themselves. Now, we're not
Mhm,
talking about manage nobody else. We're
mhm,
talking about manage yourself. And the most
mhm.
difficult thing it is to do for most individuals to do is manage themselves, manage their eating, manage their thinking. Managing, yourself is a very difficult thing to do. Yet, it's one of the simplest thing to do because you don't have to get clearance or get approval
Nobody's
from
permission.
nobody.
Exactly.
You don't have to get approval. You don't have to ask supervisor. You have to ask
so you
mom and daddy.
show it. Wait, Rob. So I can manage myself, and I don't have to show it. I just manage myself, and then I can say you manage yourself, and you don't have to show it. You just manage yourself. And I said, wait a minute, but why can't Rob? That's good, but it is the right thing to do. But
No,
I'm wondering. I mean, hey, anybody? I don't know if you can put hands up or whatever on your post there. Anybody does that?
but
I want to know if any of the people
that
that's
is the principle. That's the principle because you
that's the
manage
principle.
yourself. You get up, you go to sleep, you go brush your teeth, comb your hair, you get dressed. You're
Yeah.
managing yourself. You get in the car.
We're talking about money right now, right, Linda? You're talking about money, right, Linda?
100%. Tracking
Okay,
that spending.
Rob, I'm not letting you.
Tracking
I'm
that
not gonna let
spending.
you
what
get them off
what
the hook.
well, that's what people lose it at. That's what I'm trying to say.
They agreed,
That's
but
that, that's
you
that's what they lose it. They, you're supposed to be able to manage yourself, and you have to be able to sync that with managing your money, and that's what people lose it. That's why financial planning. People say they want to get their financial house in order, but what they say and what they do is two different things. They don't have an agreement
mhm.
in the management department, and the funny thing about it is, it's their own money.
Exactly. But
Yeah, one of
don't
our
know
listeners
who.
said she and her husband do, and she
We,
hates it.
I
And we
know.
do, and I hate it.
If you gonna tell, guess what she probably hate the most about it, Linda. And I'm not
What's
trying to
that?
get on you, V, because she's not telling everything. She's not telling that.
I don't know if I like somebody managing and tracking my because everybody know me
Exactly
getting
my
married
point.
again.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna like
yeah.
that. Robert, you don't manage. You don't manage Natalie's spending.
No, Natalie is pretty good about. Natalie is very good, I would say, about spending and budgeting. Natalie don't buy nothing unless it's on sale.
But Robert, that's not what she said.
No, I don't. No, I don't have to manage. I don't have
Right.
to manage
Nah,
Natalie.
come
You
on.
got somebody, but there's a lot of fools out there that'll come home with a new 85-inch TV when this one working perfectly well, but it's a new QLD, a QLD 4 GB, and I'm like, what are you talking about? There's a lot of fools out there, and if I gotta manage your spending, you're not the one for me. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm gonna work hard, and I think we're doing well. And honey, look what I bought you. No, you spent my money. You spent our money. I don't like that.
Well,
I
Linda,
don't
there's a
like
lot of people that are dealing with that because if that's the case, if you have a spouse
that.
and he likes to spend, that's why a lot of people have their own money. They separate their own money. They do their own financial plan. But that might not be grounds for separation.
That might be
Because,
a topic for another show too.
yeah, that might not be grounds for separation. But you can still be married, but handle your financials
Differently.
separately. You really
But
can.
Wait.
especially with somebody who
Robin,
you
but
love.
if you married and we got separate finances and we got separate bank accounts, are we really what we call married? You know, I don't
It's
know what you're
nothing wrong with
spending.
hers, his, and ours.
Uh,
Well,
I
that doesn't work.
highly
That doesn't
recommend
work
it.
for me. But there are
Ah.
there are businesses that have two separate entities. You know,
businesses. So you saying marriage is now business, Mr. Henderson?
it's
Kind of
definitely a
is a
business.
business.
It's
Okay,
definitely
all
a
right.
business.
Go ahead
Matter of
and
fact,
say
we
it.
all in business.
Go ahead. That's why. See, I'm like Linda now. I hear him talking. They want to know, Robert. You mean to tell me my marriage is a business?
No, it is.
Didn't you pay for it?
No. It's a business.
Did you get a contract?
You got to constantly work at it.
and
Is
it's
a, I
pluses.
think it's a business.
No, it is a business. Pluses and it's minus. You know, I mean,
Okay.
we're selling. You know, and
You have
we're gonna
good
break
years
up,
of
we'll
business
merge.
and bad years of business. Sometimes you're
Ebbs-
up, sometimes
ebbs
you're
and
down.
flows.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
South
listen.
Florida.
Before we go, I
Okay.
gotta mention this.
Okay, go ahead.
There's an annuity company that we work with. One of the top. Matter of fact, they're in the top 3 in the country.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, in the world. And from January 31st, y'all got to get this. From
Okay.
January, it starts January 31st, and the cutoff is April 3rd. The minimum investment is $20,000. Now, but whatever, if you put a minimum investment to start off, is $20,000. They'll match it 32% bonus on top of whatever you put in. So in other words, if you want to roll over, if you have money sitting in the bank, and you have better than a CD, and you say, I got $100,000 that's sitting there earning nothing. If you put this in this guaranteed principal, fixed annuity, no annual fees, the 100,000, they will give you 32,000 bonus. It's 32% of whatever you put in. So if you put in $10,000, well, the minimum is 20,000. But after you put in the 20,000, you have 18 more months to put in as much money as you can. If you put in $1 million, they're gonna give you 322,000 on top of that. 320,000 on top of that as a bonus, a signing bonus. And guess what? When you put that money in, you don't have to wait 10 years. You put that money in today. Next month, they'll start paying you income just like a duplex. It's like a rental property.
That's what I was going to ask.
Paying you for the rest of your life.
What's the rate? What's the rate, Rob?
And you get rates. And the rate minimum, it goes from 4 to maybe 8 to 9%. But you cannot lose a dime. It's a fire. It's the first time this company is doing that. And it's like the top 3 in the not in the country, but the world. It's an annuity company, fixed guarantee. The thing is that, you know, the only thing about this right here, James and Linda, is they kind of shut the door if you don't have big boy pants, you know, a big girl pants, because you got to start off with $20,000. So really, that's why the rich keep getting richer.
A lot of them young millennials spending that amount in 3 or 4 or 5 months. If they track their spending.
Yeah, you need $20,000 to enter the door. You know what I mean? You know, but they spend money on Gucci and Prada and all that, and pocketbooks and bottom suit. But here, you need at least $20,000 to be able to earn to start. Now, after you put in the $20,000, you can put in $100 a month or $1,000, whatever. But the entry is $20,000. Now, some people say, well, some people say I don't have it. A lot of people do have it, and that's what they're going after. That's why the rich get richer. But you get 32% match. That is absolutely incredible.
And it's when is the entry date again?
Okay, it starts. I'm glad you said that. It starts January 31st.
Okay.
And the cutoff is April 3rd. But get this. That's just the sign in. That's just making a reservation.
Okay.
Let's say if you made a reservation in January 31st, you got 6 months to put the money in. So if you made a reservation in March, when you make your reservation, they give you 6 more months to put in $20,000. So you don't have to open it up. You do the registration. We sign you up. It's like getting a registration for a restaurant. You don't have to, you don't have to show up. So there's no penalty. It's like you say you want a reservation for this nice fancy restaurant. So you reserve a table for you. But if you don't show up, there is no credit charge. There's nothing. So I want you guys to call the Henderson Financial. Call us on Monday and put in your reservation. Minimum is $20,000. But if you figure you cannot fulfill it, after 6 months, then you just walk away. There's no cause. I like it because some people are retiring, and they think like they don't want to put their money in the stock market.
Selling a property, and they know they're going to get some money, and by that time,
some people got a lawsuit. You know what I mean? It is so good, and it's protected, and it's A-rated, man. And I've been knowing this company for a long time. We do a lot of business with them, but they say, Robert, we're going to have a fire sale to start off 2023 good. So a lot of people that's retired, some people that have money and FRS just sitting there and they watching their statements go up and down. They don't want that anymore. You can roll it over without paying any taxes. Tax-free, you can roll it over to this annuity, and it can be an IRA retirement annuity, or it don't have to be an annuity. It can just be regular money. I mean, excuse me, it don't have to be, for retirement IRA or nothing like that. You could roll your 401k over from old employers, but they match it 32%. I think that's incredible.
That's amazing. 32%.
So if you have $300,000, they're gonna give you another $96,000 on top of that. So now you have $300,000, $96,000 more. They give you a signing bonus.
Here's the other question. And access to those funds?
Yes. Okay. So really it's a wealth cash flow type of annuity, meaning that you can turn on the income anytime you want to. You can say, listen, I just put the money in there, so next month I want to start getting income for the rest of my life. Or you can say, I want to delay this for a year and then start getting income. Or I want to delay to get income for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. The longer you delay taking the cash flow, the more your monthly income payment will be. It's almost like Social Security. If you take Social Security at age 62 versus taking Social Security at age 65, you get more the more you delay it. Annuities work the same way when you don't turn on the income. You put the money there, you cannot lose a dime. It goes up, you pay no taxes while it's in there. And then when you say, okay, in 3 years, I want to turn it on because that's when I'm going to retire. And then you start receiving income. Before you get out of bed, it's in your bank account every month. Now that is absolutely fantastic. Safe, secure.
Imagine a millennial when they get their end of the year bonus doing that at age 24 and just leaving it, you know what I mean? Or maybe adding their bonus to it every year. And then they wake up, God willing, and they're 55, 56. Imagine the wealth they would have accumulated.
Yes.
You know?
But you have to be farsighted, not just nearsighted.
Yeah.
Most people.
Is there an age limit? Is there an age limit? No, age limit? No age limit.
There's no age limit. No.
So can you do it in the name of your children? For your children? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The nephew said, I want in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good deal. Okay. Lily Mae says, sign me up. Kara Miller says, very interesting.
Very interesting. So call the office 305-825-1444. It's what you don't know can really hurt you. And there's a lot of things that you don't know. And a lot of people get information from people who are not rich or wealthy. So you always got to consider the source who's telling you what. And a lot of people who don't know nothing, they're quick to give advice.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, with a vengeance, like hard, strong.
Yeah, they quick. I'm up here in Tallahassee. We're looking for. There's so many good properties, and I like to buy them near the campus to rent out.
Oh, you found some more that's for sale?
Yeah, I found some more that I'm going to be telling my clients about. That's for sale. They cash flow. I mean, and I was setting up relationships here, direct relationship, because we have clients that need tax deductions. They need tax deductions. Taxes are, hurt people a lot. But if you have rental property, and the tenants pay the mortgage plus give you cash flow, it gives you a lot of tax deductions, more than most people don't even know. They don't understand why people go into real estate. It's not so much the problem about managing the tenants, because like I own property up here, but you have a property manager, you never even see the tenant, and then you just make sure you have good relationships. Then you get the cash flow plus you get the tax deduction. So when you own real estate, it helps reduce your taxes off your regular job, your W-2
Okay.
job or your 1099 job. And there's a
Mhm.
lot. What we like to do, we like to find investments all over the country, but right here, just driving to Tallahassee is only like 7-hour drive. It's a beautiful
Oof.
drive. Plus my son's up here and his wife and my granddaughter. But there's a lot of opportunities, especially around FSU and around FAMU. There's a lot of things that are going on here. So we'll be talking about that in the coming weeks. Also about making investments, smart investments.
Right.
Rather than paying for a $50,000 wedding, I'd rather take the money and buy some income producing
Well,
property.
Rob, I was waiting for you to finish. I was gonna say, now can you imagine somebody putting that 50 grand in rather because it's just a start at 20. You can put whatever amount you want in, correct?
Yeah. And the thing about here, man, you could buy a man, listen, the homeowners insurance for a rental property here, man, like I bought one, the homeowners insurance is $700 for the whole year. The property taxes is $1,200 for the whole year. You can't do that in South Florida. South
Wait
Florida,
a minute.
man.
In Tallahassee?
Yeah.
No way. No way. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
way.
no.
So the homeowners
I
insurance.
submit to you, you may be mistaken.
No. You're mistaken when you don't know nothing.
Hey, Robert, you're not telling her what you heard. You're telling her what you know.
Yeah. That's a mistake. A mistake is when you don't know. I know. I'm in it. I'm doing it. So no. And people who know me know I ain't gonna lie to them. I'm transparent. I don't have reason to lie.
But you can't get the rents that you get here. It's got to be apples to apples.
Well, no, you can't. You can't.
Well, Linda, first of all, you make a lot of sense there, but again, that's wisdom, and there's always trade-offs. You know what I mean? That's trade-offs.
You said that earlier. That's very true.
You can't get the most beautifulest man in the world and think you're not gonna cook. I mean, it's just trade-offs. You know what I mean? A man can't think that he's gonna go get the finest, beautiful a woman in the world and be homeless. I mean, you got to have something. I mean, it's trade-offs. So if I'm gonna buy a piece of property down in Tallahassee for $200,000, I'm not going to get $2,500 each side duplex.
For one bedroom, right?
Yeah, but if it's $200,000, surely if I can get $900 on each side,
right,
that's $1,800 a month. And if I put down the mortgage may be $700 a month, then that's cash flowing out. That's better than putting money in the bank. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Plus, now at the Henderson Financial Group, we can help you with the finance because man, Tavares got that mortgage broker. Oh man, we can help you with the finance. Plus, we have other financial options.
Yeah, that we work with. And that's such a beautiful thing to be an independent. All these ancillary services. Not just single-minded, long-term planning, financial planning firm, and be blackety black. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, because now Antonio just passed his first part of his the contract election. He's getting ready to do the second, so we'll have that done probably this summer. And we're gonna start, James. We're gonna start actually building duplexes and rental properties. We're gonna buy clients. Yeah, man. Because instead of buying this stuff retail, we're gonna start building wholesale.
Come on.
For ourselves and for our clients. So you gotta be a client of the Henderson Financial Group. You gotta be a client. So then
imagine the millennials jumping in on it again. The topic today was the 10 biggest mistakes millennials make. Don't just save money, start investing. And this is one of the ways. So
and invest your time too. And don't just invest your money, invest your time.
Invest your time
in learning.
Absolutely. Close us out, gentlemen.
Yeah, James. Thank you guys for Linda. Thank you so much for coming inside the studio, Henderson Financial Group studio, and connected with me and James. I'm in Tallahassee, James in home. So thank you so much for pulling it off. We know you can do it.
Cool. We're in 3 different locations, and boy, I remember the old days on the radio. We get up 7 a.m. and go to the studio and sit there, and now you're home and you're in Tally. And
well, let me tell you,
I love it.
Linda, what we've been talking about and tell people to listen for tomorrow at 1:00.
Okay.
We take another step in our media production, and things, and there's bigger and bigger to come.
You talking about, Willis? What you talking about?
Hey, that'll be for a future day. But
Okay.
hey, yes, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Hey, what's
Love
tomorrow?
it.
The 29th. So January 29th, 2023. Hey, we take another
Love
step.
it.
We take
Love
another
it,
step.
love it, love
Hey,
it.
It's
James,
just
take us
happening.
out in prayer, bro, because we all need prayer.
Well, first of all, thank you, Father God. We humbly come before you. We're going to ask that you give Robert and his wife safe travels as they come back, and continue to bless the Henderson Financial Group, oh God, because they have been chosen and purposed to be a blessing to others. Bless Linda and her journey and her travels, and those that work with the company as they continue to grow. They're not just saying the Henderson Financial Group is this. No, hey, we are this today, but we're working every day at being better the next day. So with Antonio, with Tavares, with IC, and all the others that make contributions to making the Henderson Financial Group what it is, bless and keep them. Give them that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that goes beyond what they can ask, see, or imagine, so that they can share that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that others can be blessed, that they may be a blessing to others. And if you will do that, oh God, we promise to give you all the praise and glory and thanks in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Let the church say
Amen.
amen.
Go
Thank
out,
you all
enjoy
so
this beautiful weather. Be safe, everyone out there. Let's pray for everybody that's been affected by all of this civil unrest, and just stay safe and take care of each other.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
Y'all have a
Have a good
wonderful,
one.
wonderful day.
All
Peace.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.